Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. And today I was very lucky as I received an early access screener of a film from the people who created the movie. And that movie just so happens to be the 2025 film Purgatory Jack, directed and written by Brett M. Butler and Jason G. Butler. So going into this film, I really had no idea what to expect. And I was pleasantly surprised because this ended up being a really good film. The best way I can describe Purgatory Jack is it's a blending of old classic detective noir mixed with kind of a post apocalyptic world feel to it. Now, if that description didn't get you interested, let me tell you more about the actual concept. This film, just like its name alludes to, does in fact take place in purgatory, which is not exactly what you'd expect. It really does feel like people are still on Earth, but there definitely are some differences here. Number one, to be a denizen of purgatory, it does appear that you have to have taken your own life. Now, obviously, since this takes place in the afterlife, there's really no use for currency. So the way that people kind of pay or trade for things is by using body parts. Because in this afterlife, you can pretty much lose anything arms, legs, head, and as long as something else can be attached there, you can keep going. And it definitely does not have to be your own parts. Now, the thing in this world that is really the highest form of wealth is having blood. Now, the way that you get that is a little different because you can't get it from each other if you've been in purgatory long enough, because over time, you essentially become hollow on the inside and there's no longer any blood. But anyone who's new to purgatory does still have blood in their body, and if that's extracted, it can kind of be used like a drug. So it can really give these people in this afterlife quite the high. So that brings us to one of our main characters, Viv Vacious, who in life was a very well known pop singer. But now that she's down in purgatory, she is what everyone is after. Because, like I said, the blood that she carries within her body can be used by multiple people and is very much sought after. Another interesting thing is that people who are recently down there that still have this blood give off a scent, and that scent smells to everyone else as whatever their favorite thing is. Viv does end up discovering something interesting, as once you're in purgatory, it is truly a limbo, as you may not actually stay there. There's every possibility that at any point anyone in purgatory might end up going to the good place, the bad place, or stay here for the rest of eternity. And when people are first coming down into purgatory, there is a 24-hour period where there's a possibility that they might just go back to their body if they get saved. With Viv discovering how valuable and how wanted she is at the moment, she does find out from another individual that a man named Jack Marlin might be able to help her out for the time being. She then does go to Jack's bar, where Jack does explain to her a little bit more about the rules of purgatory and just how much people are going to try to go after her if they find out where she is. Now, Viv could just wait out the 24 hours in the safety of Jack's bar. However, though, she ends up finding out that here in Purgatory, her mother, who did take her own life as well, might actually still be here. So now she's insistent on being able to try and talk to her mother while she has a chance. So Jack, realizing that she's going to do this whether or not he helps out, decides that as a private investigator, he's going to join her and try to see if they can find her mother. The rest of the film is the journey that Jack and Viv go on together. And along the way, we see a lot of odd and interesting people, including cultists and a black market body parts biker gang. When it came to this film, I really enjoyed this. I like the story, I like the characters, and one thing I do I think everyone should just keep an eye out for is during the driving scenes, which there are a couple in this movie, just watch the green screen kind of background because every once in a while it just makes no sense. Like, I think at one point there's a bus or a truck driving, and you notice that the background, instead of going back, is going to the side, which makes no sense as the truck is going forward. Now, if I had to mention something that I wasn't a big fan of with this movie, I think the only thing I could think of is that it felt like almost too many characters had their own story going on. Now, mind you, they do a very good job of wrapping everything up and connecting things, but at least getting closer to the end, there was a point where I was just like, wow, there's a lot going on here. But like I said, they do manage to pull it all together. One more thing I do want to say about this film, just specifically to the creators. I don't know if you're planning on doing any more movies, but I could absolutely see this doing really well as like a television series. So at least for me on my scale, I'm going to give this film a 4 out of 5. I definitely recommend checking it out once it's available. It apparently will be available in the United States and the UK as of September 9th. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews. And once again, thank you so much to the creators of Purgatory Jack for allowing me to watch this and do a review for you. If you guys are ever doing other stuff in the future, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to be able to watch it, do a review for it, and let everyone else out there know a little bit more about your film.